I think it's absolutely central because all public services have the greatest impact in the places where people live. And if you want to move away from the silos that public services have been organised within for the last few decades, then the best way to do that is to integrate them at a local level so that they can then reflect local priorities and respond more effectively to local needs. And given that we're going to be entering another period of public expenditure cuts, whichever party wins the next election, then being able to organise services efficiently so that they can deal with the underlying issues that particular places face is going to be a really key issue. And so I think deals like the Manchester deal and the Leeds deal are really important in linking public service reform with growth. Well, I think for a lot of the Parliament it's been quite slow, building on the total place work that was done at the end of the last government. But in the last year or so it's speeded up a lot. And so I think that the significance of as I said, of the deals with Manchester, Sheffield and Leeds shouldn't be underestimated. And the potential to have multi-year settlements so that places could know, for example, could have something like a 5-year budget for public services in their place, which hasn't yet been delivered, but which I think those cities are arguing for very strongly, could make a really big difference, enabling places to, for example, choose to invest up front in tackling the underlying causes of rising demand, being able to focus on prevention, tackling worklessness and so on. So I think we've made some progress in the last year in the deals that have been announced, and I'm very hopeful that we'll see a lot more progress early in the next Parliament. I think it's essential because of a large part of the looming challenge for both the health service and local government is to do with social care. And the fact that social care was linked with devolution of the NHS deal in Manchester, I think Greater Manchester, I think offers a great opportunity to take an issue which otherwise could overwhelm all council expenditure and become growingly of huge importance in the health service, take that issue and then begin to integrate that with other bits of public service reform. And to build, for example, something like a health economy, to think about what recruitment strategy might look like across the whole of a health service so that you build a single culture and integrate that with other public services. One of the things I'm not quite sure when this interview is going out, but at the RSA we are publishing a report on Tuesday the 24th, charting the next phase of devolution. And what we're suggesting is that what we've had so far is a set of ad hoc deals. And what we now need to do is create a more formal and objective process. So we're suggesting establishing a devolution committee, a bit like the Smith Commission for Scotland, that would look at the process for devolving to a range of cities. Because you're right, in the long term it's not going to be sustainable for it just to be Manchester that has that level of devolution. On the other hand, there are real questions for cities about how much they're prepared to demonstrate their skin in the game, what capability and capacity they have, the strength of their combined governance arrangements and the strength of accountability in their places. And they know, I think the cities themselves know that they need to answer those questions, and that's why they've engaged very constructively in this discussion with us about what a more objective, independent process might look like.